A former Clovis police officer who served jail time for domestic violence now faces a federal lawsuit from the woman he abused. Kyle Pennington served a 30-day sentence last year for misdemeanor domestic violence. Action News court reporter Corin Hoggard is in the newsroom tonight with why the lawsuit also targets his parents and two Valley cities. Corin.
Warren Pennington admitted to taking a trip to the dark side of the police force, but he was never convicted of the most serious charges against him. His victim says that's partly because of police in Clovis and Sanger protecting him, and she is still living in fear as a result. Kyle Pennington got hauled off to jail 5 times for what he did to Desiree Martinez. But the Army veteran and Clovis police officer denied any abuse, and after a mixed verdict in his trial, he ultimately only admitted to a misdemeanor crime. A phone conversation posted to YouTube hints at much more.
I told him that I told him that I put hands on you and I shouldn't have put hands on you. I told him that.
The same video includes several photos of injuries Martinez says Pennington inflicted on her. Some of those injuries are still visible 2 years later. That scar right there.
Yeah.
In a new federal lawsuit she's filed, Martinez claims Pennington engaged in a pattern of violence. And every time she called out for help, police fell short of offering it.
I felt helpless. I felt that I was isolated. I felt like I had no one to turn to. I didn't have anyone that would believe me because he was a police officer.
Martinez says Clovis police employees even alerted Pennington each time she reported trouble. At trial, Pennington's attorney grilled Martinez and accused her of changing her stories about the various attacks. She says the only lies she told were fed to her by her attacker. And her attorney says when Sanger police did respond to her, they didn't follow protocol laid out by the Federal Violence Against Women Act.
She never got an interview out of her abuser's line of sight or earshot. She never was told of her rights to a domestic violence advocate.
I reached out to the Penningtons and the cities of Clovis and Sanger. Only Clovis got back to me saying they can't comment on the lawsuit, but they do take domestic violence seriously, and that Pennington resigned a couple weeks after his first arrest. Could be a couple years before that lawsuit goes to trial. From the newsroom, Corin Hoggard, ABC 30 Action News.